Hi, my name is Sid. I go by The Blind Artisan, and I am a visually impaired artist that is chasing their dreams to be the best artist that they can possibly be. And my main goal is to basically encourage you to chase your own dreams and to remind you that anything is possible if you just take action and if you just follow your heart and do what you love. So, welcome to the vlog. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you have your coziest drink. Today I have some Earl Grey tea and it's so good. And today's going to be a productive day. My plan for today is to basically make some t-shirts for my mom's business, to go on like a little coffee date with one of my friends, and to hopefully get some other creative work done along the way. So I'm super excited to take you along for the journey, and yeah, thank you for being here. Feel free to sketch along and just enjoy the video. I think the first thing that I really want to do is actually order a print, because I got a print order last night and I'm so excited. And so let's go ahead and do that real quick. So this is the piece that we are going to be getting printed. It is titled Aries and it's part of my Zodiac series. I haven't finished yet, but I love it so much. And this is where I get my stuff printed. I get it printed at fineartworks.com, and I always get the Gliche printing. So yeah. And the order has been placed. I'm so happy. So now that that's done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut some transfers and prep them for the t-shirts for my mom's business. I have about 45 minutes before my friend comes to pick me up so that we can go to the coffee shop. So I think that should be enough time for me to get some things cut and ready, so when I get back, I can go ahead and make the t-shirts. A conversation that I want to have throughout this video is the importance of embracing who you are and where you are in your creative journey. I think that, especially as someone who is experimenting with different things, from t-shirt making to painting to digital painting, I feel like I'm at different levels with each thing, and I think that because I might be at a higher level at certain things than others, I can sometimes feel down. So I think this is an important conversation to have as artists and people. Okay, so I have everything sectioned out. These are the transfers for the small and extra small shirts. These are transfers for the bigger shirts, which I'll flip over this way. But yep, these are the transfers for the bigger shirts, and then these are the transfers for the back of all the shirts. So yay, they're all cut, and I feel like I made good time, and I love this cutter. This cutter is awesome. I used to just cut these all by hand, and so to have a cutter to just streamline it, it just made it so much faster, and I'm so grateful. So thank you again, Gary, for this beautiful cutter. It's amazing, and I love it. I didn't even know I needed this in my space. Since I finished cutting the transfers and ordering the print sooner than I thought I would, which is awesome, we love it, I decided to do a little bit more organizing with my little cart. So I added some bins to this area and this area. They aren't full, but I like knowing that I have the space right here. So yeah, I think they're really nice, and I think they add a cute little vibe to the cart, and I like it. I feel like one day I actually want to do a full what's in my cart thing, because I've seen people do what's in my bag, what's in my clay bin. That's what Uncomfy did recently, and I think I want to do what's in my cart, because I drag this thing all around my little studio and I feel like it has all of my artsy essentials. So let me know if you would be interested in that. I'm very happy, and I feel like I'm always trying to find ways to basically enhance my workflow slowly but surely, and I am happy with this aspect of it. I feel like when it comes to going out and working at a coffee shop or working in a new environment, I always come up with so many excuses. Like the prices are too high and it's just cheaper to be at home and I like my cozy space. But I think it's hard to make an excuse when you get to just go and be with a friend sometimes, especially because sometimes working from home can be a little bit lonely. So I really enjoyed this coffee date with my friend, and I got to actually work on something for myself and potentially my little art business. For a while, I stepped away from creating digital art for personal work, mostly because I was feeling really burnt out with client work being digital and my eyes just always being glued to an iPad screen. It didn't feel very good, and so I tapped into acrylic and started learning something new. And while it's been a super fun and eye-opening and humbling journey, it feels really good to tap back into drawing digitally. I think that during this process, I began to realize that I've practiced digital so much that it comes really naturally to me in some ways. And that felt really, really good because while I love learning and keeping my eyes open for new techniques, sometimes it does feel good to come back to something that is your comfort zone. And I think coming back to my comfort zone opened my eyes to how it's okay to feel like a novice in one area of your artistic practice, but then also have that area where you feel like, okay, this is where I can thrive, this is where I feel the most comfortable, and how beautiful both sides of the spectrum are. I remember going to an art show, and recently I saw so many beautiful original paintings, and I got this wave of like, oh my gosh, I need to step up my game. Like I felt like such I just felt not good enough. And while that feeling is understandable, I think the most healthy thing to do is to know that you're learning, I'm learning, and I think it's okay to be right where we are. We're right where we need to be, and I think there's such a beauty in practice, and such a beauty in embracing where you are in life and your own journey, because everybody gets to where they are at their own pace and at their own time, and I think that's what makes everybody's story so unique and so beautiful, and why your story in particular is very unique and beautiful. We'll climb to the next. Something that I am extremely grateful for is to have a mom that values my creativity and values it in their business. My mom, she owns a curly hair company, and we make everything, well, I say we, but I used to work for her, and they make everything by hand, and it's awesome. So now that I don't work there anymore, I get to basically do the artistic things like the website banners, t-shirt designs, all kinds of things. And doing these different things and trying all these new things really helps keep my creative spark alive, and it allows me to know and figure out what I like and what I don't like, and to just try something new, because I feel like you don't know if you like something unless you give it a shot. So this was a t-shirt design that I did for her, and it's called Trap Tuesday because, fun fact, my mom started her business from her kitchen, just making products in her kitchen, and I was one of her first 2 employees. And so we were just in our kitchen, just making gel and deep conditioners and oils and all these things. And so we ended up calling it the trap, because we were like trapping, and so we decided to have a segment every week on her social media called Trap Tuesday, where essentially we talk about the kitchen and what goes in the products and formulation, and they get to see the business. After my coffee shop date with my friend, I felt so inspired to keep working on this sticker sheet design. I decided it's going to be a sticker sheet, and I think it's the early fall, late summer weather that's really inspiring me these days. I mean, the leaves are turning, and so yeah, this is how it's looking so far, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to see this one through. When approaching this canvas, I decided that I was going to use color pencil. I've already used it a little bit to render the figure, but I set out with the intention to use color pencil to add detail to every bit of this piece. And spoiler alert, it doesn't work out because color pencil just takes such a long time to render, and this is a very big canvas. So I was totally humbled during this process, but here I am going into the tree to try to add some depth with it. And hey, I think you just don't know until you find out. And I feel like that's with everything. I think as we get older, there's this pressure of being really, really good and impressive with what we do. But I think we need to remember the beauty of learning, the beauty of starting, the beauty of always being a student in some way, and that is not an embarrassing thing just because you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on. And I think knowing that can help take off the pressure and help you accept where you are in your life and that it's okay. There's nothing wrong with being where you are, and there's nothing wrong with trying and starting and being. Tonight, I spontaneously decided to start something new, and it's so exciting, but also it makes me so nervous. I don't know what's got into me, but lately I've just been gravitating towards digital. I think it's slightly because my traditional painting, I was having a little bit of a hard day with it, especially with the color pencil rendering. So to come to this digital piece and to create a sketch and a concept that I like was something that was really refreshing for me, and it made my night. So here's how much I got done tonight, and I'm feeling pretty happy with the progress I've made tonight, especially because I didn't expect to start a whole new painting. Also, this is, the photo that I was using as a reference, but I kind of wanted to make it my own. But I feel like it was a really good reference photo, and I feel like I turned her into my own little character so far. And I'm really excited about it because I feel like she's coming along really, really, really well. And yay! Today was yet another studio day, and as you can see, I was still attached to the color pencil idea. But throughout this process, I decided to try something new and use paint markers, and I felt like this was a step in a good direction. I was able to add some good details onto the figure, and even though the session wasn't perfect, I think it was impactful. I feel like after my first session on this piece, this digital piece has become my little comfort piece. So I was happy after a long day to just work on her and to do some rendering.
Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue too. Bad mood. Sorta witty and jaded. 'cause I ran into you. Do you need a picture? Well, that gets old. It's hard to take one when your iPhone's full. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue.
Hi, I feel like today's drawing session was actually really good. I like how when I'm feeling stuck, either traditionally or digitally, I always have another outlet, either traditional or digital, that I can kind of pour into and enjoy. So while I'm feeling stuck on my bigger painting over there, I like that these digital projects, which I was once feeling stuck on before, I am enjoying and I'm feeling like I have a flow. It really helps having that kind of balance and having something kind of different to work on and enjoy and appreciate, because there's wonderful things about working digitally and there's also wonderful things about working traditionally. So I really love how this piece is coming along so far. I think it looks so good, and surprisingly I feel like it's gonna come out maybe kind of good. I just like the concept. I love how it's coming along, and I feel like it has a beautiful vision, and I feel like it's coming together slowly but surely. And I like that even though it is like a fall inspired piece, that potentially it could be hung up all times during the year, or it could still be one of those special fall pieces that you just bring out during this season. But I really like it so far, and I can't wait to continue to work on it and to see how it comes to life when it's done and as I make progress. It's another beautiful day in the studio, and as you can see, we are whipping out the paints. Finally, woo! I feel like this was the turning point of this piece, and I decided to use a thin brush and just use the paint to add detail. I think one of my biggest fears with this was that I still struggle a lot with painting clean lines, as you can see, and it gets to me sometimes, especially when with digital art I'm able to, have the assistance of, digital painting. Everything can be clean, easier, And so while this was a learning experience, I think there's a lot of beauty in the little quirks that are showing up on this canvas. And slowly but surely, I feel like I am beginning to accept them. I feel like I say that in every painting video, but it's true. I think that accepting where you are and embracing where you are isn't a linear journey. There's going to be times where, you're like, why am I not further along? And where you feel impatient, or at least that's how it is for me. And I think that's okay. I think letting that feeling exist and then moving forward and allowing yourself to grow from that moment and acknowledge that feeling is important. What do you do with your almost empty but not fully empty paint tubes? I cut mine open, but I think I might have to scrape out the paint and put it in a small container of sorts, just so I can still keep the paint or something, because I still want to use this. And there's a lot in here, But yeah, that's what I did. I'm not sure if this is normal, but I feel like it made sense, and it made sense to me. Set out to conquer one of my greatest fears, which is drawing what I see in public. As someone who has a visual impairment, drawing what I see gives me so much anxiety because I feel really insecure about my vision sometimes. So I feel like one of the greatest ways to conquer your fear is to do the thing. So I decided to just start drawing what I see and to have a safe place in my sketchbook, and it was a really nice experience. Someone even complimented my drawing. decide if I want to do a pink swirly background here or if I want to do a yellow one. I feel like a pink one would kind of bring everything together. Like I feel like it would match everything. But then I also feel like the yellow one would like pop and look really great. Okay guys, so I decided to bring it into Procreate, which is like a really smart idea. I can't believe I didn't think about that with like other aspects in this painting. But here we are, we're in Procreate, and I did two versions. This one is the pink version, which I think did what I said it was going to do, or what I thought it was going to do, because I feel like it does kind of bring the piece back a little. And we had this version, which I really like. I think I like that it stands out a lot. I think that's really cool. I think it looks cool. But then I'm really torn still. This sucks. Because before, when I was about to show you, I liked the yellow one more. But now that I'm looking at the pink one, I feel like it really does set things back, and I think it does something for the piece in a way. Way back when, remember when my father taught us how. So I decided to go with the yellow one. I feel like you just have to go bold or go home with me. I just love the extraness of it. I love how it stands out, and I like the decision that I made. And throughout this, speaking of decisions, I love that throughout this video, it was all about decision making, all about figuring out what I like and what I don't like and pivoting. And I think that is the greatest thing about learning and about embracing the process. And I feel like I did that, you know? Right now, way back when we didn't care what they said. People could stare, I didn't give a damn, cause I was being next to you. Way back when I had some thoughts while painting that I thought I'd try to share with you while I'm painting. We'll see how this one goes, but I was thinking about my art and how it's very weird and like suggestive and colorful and different, and how for the longest time I felt so insecure about it, that my art didn't look like everybody else's or like certain people's, and I just wasn't really confident in my own abilities and my own style, so I tried to mold myself to fit different styles, right? And I think that there's a lot of great things about experimenting in art and finding, I think that's part of how you find your style, is experimenting. But I think something I've come to accept is like, I'm creating art that I think speaks to my inner child and that comes from the heart. And yeah, I don't think it's easy to understand. I think it's up to interpretation, but I think it's something like, it's my therapy, because for the longest time I've had the hardest time articulating how I feel, and yeah, I had the hardest time articulating how I feel, and so I gravitated towards art and art making and things like that. And so the work that I create, I feel like, is my voice, and a lot of times I don't know what it's really saying. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, but then after I create a piece and I look back on it and I think about how it makes me feel, and I reflect and I take time to just have it around, I gain a deeper appreciation for the thing that I created, and I'm able to sort of come up with what it means to me, you know, and how it makes me feel. Because I really feel like art, I use it in a form of therapy when I'm set free to create whatever I want. And I don't know, I think having art in the world that's like that you don't completely understand, but that looks cool, and then you can sit with it and develop your own meaning, I think it's important for the artist, but I also think it's important for the world, because I think each of us have very unique minds, and to be able to see art that looks unique and different, and when you pair it with the artist, there's just this sort of uniqueness to it, and it's like you're speaking, you're getting a vision, you're being transported into this artist's mind. I don't know if any of that made sense, because I just been rambling, but the point is, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm accepting my own personal quirks and my own personal style. Don't get me wrong, I still have my tough days where I find somebody and they're an amazing artist. I'm like, oh gosh, I have a long way to go. But these moments where I'm able to just appreciate where I'm at right now, those are moments I like to hang on to, because they feel so good. Especially when you just remember who you are, who the little version of you is, and how proud they would be of you. So take some time and look in your own life and think, and just consider, like, what would younger me be proud of today? What would younger me be shocked, like in a good way, surprised, pleasantly surprised, like, wow, we're this cool, you know? I kind of messed up right there. I gotta fix that. It's okay though. But yes, I think that's an important thing, is to put everything into perspective, because it's easy to look at other people's art, other people's lives, other people's everything, and wonder, why am I not like that? But then when you look at your life, you're able to really take in the fact that you've come so far as a person, and I think that's really, really important. It's an important feeling to have, and it's an important reflection to have. Okay, all right, well, I think that's all I gotta say right now. So I am going to get back to painting. I think that throughout this week of learning how to embrace where I am at different areas of my art, it has really taught me how to love myself unconditionally, and how much that really matters, and how much that is stemmed to my work. Because sometimes creating great work makes me feel like I have more value, and I'm learning that my value isn't attached to the work that I create, and that I am enough as I am. And that creating a safe space inside yourself, with yourself, is so important to your happiness and how you approach everything in life.
Would you call me on the midnight train? Would you come over when nothing's right? Would you hold me tight in the rain?
Hello, my beautiful friends. It is such a beautiful day in the studio, and I have a feeling that this is actually going to be probably my last painting session on this piece in regards to this part of the piece, and I'm really excited. I think it's funny how this transformation happened from not knowing what to do with this piece to really, really loving how it came out and feeling proud of myself. I feel like it's just the typical journey of an artist. Yeah, I feel like most artists probably experience this, like pushing through that phase where you just feel so uncertain. But I'm so happy that we made it to this point. I think the only thing that I want to do is probably add in a couple more shadows in some areas, and just touch up some small bits. And then I think the piece will be finished, which is insane. And then, of course, we'll hopefully get some satisfying tape peeling action, and then we get to brainstorm how we're going to do this matte border, what color I want to do, and all those things. But before that, some of you may know that I went to a fashion show a couple weeks ago now, and I actually purchased a piece by a artist named Louisa Moda, and it came in the mail actually a couple days ago, but I wanted to open it on camera, so here we are. So I'm about to open it up. Oh, I'm so excited. I might not even need this. Okay. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Where do I put this? I'll just throw it over there. Ah, the fabric. This is what I fell in love with. This is, yeah, I fell in love with just the color of the fabric. It's gorgeous. It's basically just something I can wear over top things, like, you know, I could imagine over like a black jumper or something like that. Okay. So this is roughly how it looks. It is still a little bit long. I probably could have taken off another inch, but I was wearing heels at the time, so that's me. Just look at how pretty it is. I think it's gorgeous, and I feel like a queen in it. And I think that's what matters in life. And it's just, I can't get over the fabric. The design is gorgeous. I've always wanted to do fabric design and things like that. So this is really inspiring because I wouldn't mind seeing my art in a way like this. I also forgot to mention, I found out that they're pockets. Oh my gosh. You guys don't, I mean, some of you may even know, like, pockets are important. So the fact that these are like, you know, nice and seamlessly in, I love it. I love it so much. Yay. Okay, I'm dizzy and I'm done now, and I guess we should probably get to painting.
I know the sign was given. It's in the way you move and in the sound of your heart. We tend to fall together, fall in love, and still in the end we'll fall apart. So as hope is that we stay close, but it's the life that we chose. It takes time to get it right, sleepless days and nights. We just need a little more, just a little time for you and I. So stay a bit longer, just a little time for you and I.
In this video, I took you along on my creative journey this week, and embracing where you are was a really big topic for this one because it's something that I am still working through, and I think it's something that maybe some of you guys are working through, and I think that's okay. I think that learning to love yourself, your art, and where you are in life, and to know that you're right where you need to be can be a hard thing to accept all the time. But I hope that this video inspired you to be more kind to yourself, to be gentle, to find the beauty in where you are in life, and that it serves as a reminder that everything is going to be okay and that you're not alone. Thank you so much for letting me share my journey with you, my feelings, my thoughts, and thank you for allowing me to have this safe space. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.
For you